She's got a strong heart.
Marissa is a fighter. She always has been.
It's almost been 6 months. Is she going to come out of it?
I don't know.
It'd make things easier.
No, baby, there's no simple answer to this one.
Just wish I had a little more time to prepare. Wasn't Gloria gonna do this one?
Yes, but she's on another assignment.
Plus, this is right up your alley.
Now, I know it's late notice, but it's important that this message gets out.
No, I agree. It's just hard to figure out what's really to blame.
It's not about blame, it's about truth.
Well, the truth is, 2 lives have been changed forever.
But there's still Joshua.
That's right. The Father has given you the gift of seeing into somebody's heart, angel girl. And you might well need to use that with this child. Understanding why this happened is going to change everything.
It's time.
Hello, Josh. I'm Monica. Do you know why I'm here? The judge has asked me to talk to you about... Excuse me. I would appreciate it if you put the game down for now. Well, there are other ways.
Hey. Piece of crap. I just put new batteries in.
So, shall we begin?
All rise.
You may be seated. When you walk down the road, heavy burden, heavy load, I will rise and I will walk with you. I'll walk with you till the sun don't even shine. Walk with you every time. I tell you, I'll walk with you. Walk with you. Believe me, I'll walk with you. In the matter of the state of Illinois versus Victor Jackson, is counsel ready to proceed?
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Then let's go on with the opening statements.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is not going to be an easy case. It calls into question the very rules that govern a free society and our ability to protect them. What is not in question are the basic facts. On December 17th, 2002, the defendant, Victor Jackson, took his parents' car without permission. He went for a joyride with his 14-year-old cousin, Joshua Walker. Now, while on that joyride, they struck a young woman, Marissa Atkins, as she stood on a street corner. Marissa Atkins was seriously injured, and she remains in a coma 6 months later. What you will be asked to decide is whether this tragedy was an accident or whether it was the deliberate action of a young man who wanted to extend the thrill of a video game that he should never have been playing in the first place. I gotta go get some batteries.
When we've finished?
We are finished.
You're not going anywhere.
What's up with this?
You're a material witness in this case.
So? I thought I didn't have to testify.
A new judge has been assigned, and you may be required to testify if I determine that you're capable.
Capable of what?
Of telling the truth. Now sit down.
This is so lame. Where's Victor?
He's in court. The trial's begun.
It's just an accident.
Your name is Joshua Walker. You're 14 years old. Is this correct?
You can ask me stupid questions like that all day.
I will take that as a yes, ma'am. You've lived with your aunt and uncle in Oak Lawn since your parents divorced.
So?
This hasn't been an easy time for you.
It doesn't matter.
It does, Josh. Everything that has contributed to you being here matters. Because as I look over your file, the young man described in it seems to have gone through an awful lot of changes in a very short period of time. Do you want to talk about it?
There's nothing to talk about. I haven't changed.
I see.
Nice cat. What's a loser like you doing with it?
Give it back, Willie.
Ooh, give it back, Willie. I'm thinking no. And I'm also thinking I can use a new bike to go with my new hat. Wow. Calling the cops. Uh-oh. Count that happen, can we, guys? Okay, so you can keep your stupid bike, but the hat is mine. Oh, let's get out of here.
Hey, Vic! We're home. Vic! Come down here and help your cousin with his stuff. I'll go get him.
We're glad you're here, sweetheart. You know, your parents didn't send you here because of anything you did. They love you, and they just need some time to work out their own problems. Let me see that eye. Oh, we need to put some more ice on it. All over a baseball cap.
They do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, guys like that are a fact of life, Josh. You know? There's nothing you can do about it.
I hate him.
You're really pushing your luck with this stuff, kid, I'm telling you. The next time you ignore me, I lock you in the attic till you're 18. So, will you, show your cousin to the room?
Come on.
Just about had it with that kid.
Relax. He's 16. It's a phase.
And when do the good phases start?
Well, maybe Josh will have a good influence on Victor.
Yeah. Maybe.
Which bet should I take?
1,000 points.
What's that?
It's Carjack 2000. It's so sweet.
$2,000 points.
Stop!
3,000 points.
Victor was addicted to video games, and it didn't take him long to get his younger cousin Joshua hooked on it too. The evidence is going to show that these boys played a game called Carjack 2000, Millennium Mayhem, sometimes for days at a time. Now, the thing with this game is that it calls on you to commit crimes in the name of a cyber gang called the Brotherhood. You get points for doing bad things. Okay, these are virtual crimes. They're not real crimes. But as these boys got drawn deeper into this world, all the lines got blurred.
So, tell me about Carjack 2000.
What do you want to know?
Everything. You and your cousin used to play it all the time. The police found a list of cheats for Carjack 2000 in the car. It must be a very interesting game.
Oh, it's totally cool. First thing you gotta do is steal the car.
Bro, blow your brains out.
I got him.
All right, watch out, man. He's got a gun.
No. Don't worry, I got my nutshots.
All right, get him, dude.
Will connect 5,000 points.
Yeah!
Welcome to the Brotherhood. Collect a new weapon.
All right, sights locked.
Ready to rock. Step on the gas. Let's grab some cash.
Street scum ahead. Street scum ahead.
Hey, guys.
What the hell?
Why are you so jumpy?
You just surprised us, that's all.
Just playing the game.
Okay.
Playing the game.
Well, it's dinner time, so turn it off and come on down.
All right, we'll be down in a second.
Okay.
I gotta save it.
Your master congratulates you for setting a new standard for death and destruction. Remember the sacred code. Never betray your brothers or divulge the secrets of the streets, and you will enjoy everlasting protection of the Brotherhood.
One time we made it all the way to level 10. You have to know all the tricks to get that far.
Oh, what are the tricks?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
Because I'd be breaking the code of conduct.
The evidence that you will hear in this case will prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Victor Jackson was no longer satisfied with killing people on TV. He decided that he was going to experience the ultimate thrill. He was going to take the game to the streets. And on December 17th, he aimed his car at Marissa Atkins, and he stepped on the gas. Why? Because in Carjack 2000, killing a prostitute gets you 20,000 bonus points.
You may proceed with your opening statements, Counselor.
Thank you. The prosecution has painted a compelling picture for you today. Youth gone wrong, inspired by a game in which you are rewarded for violent behavior. That is it's a pretty easy target to point to. But is it true? What about the movies? What about television? What about rap music? What about the nightly news? Because violence and crime are everywhere. Victor started playing this game about a year ago. So what happened on December 17th that caused this alleged radical change in a young man who had never before shown criminal behavior? There was no malice. There was no forethought. And there was no criminal intent.
Your grades began to fall about 7 months ago. Why is that?
Stupid teachers.
Well, it says here that you weren't turning in your assignments and you'd become surly and uncooperative in class.
I don't know what surly is.
It means rude. You'd been an A student up until then, Josh. Polite and attentive is how your teachers describe you. They think that because you were angry with your parents, that's why you were acting out. What do you think? Okay, well, perhaps we'll come back to that. Let's talk about what happened the day that Victor ran into Marissa Atkins. Were you and Victor acting out a part in Carjack 2000?
No. And people always try to blame video games and stuff for bad things that happen. Like those Columbine guys. Everyone thinks they whacked out because they played video games. But I think they must have been kind of whacked out already.
So you don't believe the game had any influence on what you and your cousin were doing?
No.
Man, don't be such a wuss, all right? I got my license. I mean, it's all under control, trust me.
Yeah, I know, but your mom's gonna be totally PO'd that we took the car.
Well, it's a family car, isn't it?
Yeah?
And we're family, okay? So, relax. Put the seat in.
Check it. When I saw it in a Hollywood film, a gun visualizes to kill. Semi-automatic in my Holly boots on. Going into town to have some fun. Picking off humans. Yeah. Alright. I'm picking off humans. That's right. I never knew it could end this way. Whoever pulls the trigger is a king for a day. So I may not make it out alive. I'll make the headline as I die. You know I saw it in a Hollywood film where a gun gives you a license to kill. The heart is racing, shooting up adrenaline. I'm going in, let the game begin.
No, you don't think she's...
Oh, yeah. That's a hooker for sure.
The statement that the boys gave to the policeman tells the story. He was an inexperienced driver on a rain-slicked street. So why did they leave the scene? Because they were scared. They panicked. He was driving too fast. He was not paying close enough attention, but he did not get behind the wheel of the car that day with the intention of murdering a defenseless pedestrian.
We will hear the prosecution's case tomorrow morning. We're adjourned until 9 a.m.
All rise.
One more question, and the police officer will take you to your aunt and uncle.
What?
How do you feel about what happened, Miss Atkins?
What do you mean?
Do you feel badly that this young woman was hurt?
No. I mean, why should I? She wasn't a woman. She was just street scum.
Street scum?
That's what he said.
It makes me crazy to hear someone, especially a kid, refer to another human being as street scum.
When you reduce a person to a type, you make them seem less than human, and then you don't have to deal with their suffering. I believe that's what Josh is doing.
Well, Miss Wings, you better open that child's eyes before he loses something more than his humanity.
You still think they weren't recreating that game out there?
Even if they were, it doesn't mean that what happened to Marissa wasn't an accident, and Victor deserves a fair trial.
That's right. We're here to present, not to judge. Don't forget that.
Street scum ahead. 3,000 points.
Yeah, drop scum.
Watch where you're going!
3,000 points.
How was your evening?
Look, how much longer do I have to sit here?
Till they're ready for you in the courtroom. There's something I would like you to take a look at.
Who's this?
Marissa Atkins, first grade. Here she is in 8th grade.
Okay.
This was a party her friends threw for her 15th birthday. Later that day, her father got drunk and beat her up so badly that she ran away and never went home again. She wasn't much older than you are now. This is her in science club.
She was in science club?
Yeah, she wanted to be an oceanographer when she grew up. You're in science club, aren't you? Josh, do you know why I'm showing you these pictures?
The car was registered to Deborah Jackson, the defendant's mother.
And you inspected the vehicle after the incident. Did you find anything mechanically wrong with it?
No, the power steering and the power brakes were functioning properly.
So then, based on your investigation, could you estimate when the defendant tried to hit his brakes to avoid striking the victim?
There were no skid marks. No indication that he made any attempt to stop.
Nothing further. Your witness.
Officer, is it possible that because of the slick streets, the defendant tried to stop, but instead hydroplaned, leaving no skid marks?
Yes, sir. It's possible.
Thank you. Nothing further.
You're excused, Officer Bassett.
Video games aren't child's play anymore. They're a $6.5 to $10 billion industry, depending on whose statistics you read. Over 225 million games were sold just last year.
Not child's play? Could you explain what you mean by that?
I mean that the majority of games manufactured are not intended for kids. Most of them reward some sort of violence. The more violent the behavior, the greater the reward. The industry rates them anywhere from E for everyone to M for mature or adult.
Does your research indicate that children do play games rated for adults?
Yes, all the time.
Bailiff. Thank you. Professor Milgram, are you familiar with this game?
It's called Carjack 2000 Millennium Mayhem. It's very popular right now.
And could you please explain to us how points are scored?
No, objection, Your Honor. The prosecution has yet to show any relevant connection between the game and the charges against my client.
Your Honor, the jury needs to fully understand this game in order to understand the connection.
I will allow it.
Professor Milgram?
Stealing a car is anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 points, depending on the model and the year. But if you kill the driver, your point total doubles. Breaking through a police roadblock is 3,000 points, but you get 3,000 bonus points for every officer and patrol car that you take out.
Streets come ahead.
Killing a prostitute is a 20,000 point bonus.
20,000.
In the game, they're called street scum.
How long have you been a child psychologist, Dr. Warren?
24 years.
And you've studied the effects of violent images on children for...
The past 10 years.
Bailiff? Doctor, could you tell us what we're looking at here?
This is a cross-section of 8 composite brains taken from a study conducted at the University of Texas Health Sciences Center at San Antonio and published by John P. Murray at Kansas State University. As you can tell by looking here at the posterior cingulate and here at the amygdala, there is heightened neurological activity in the children who were exposed to violent images.
Could you put that into layman's terms for us, Doctor?
It means that playing violent video games and watching violent movies or TV shows activate areas in the brain involved in arousal. This repeated exposure to media violence increases aggression and violent behavior. And violent video games are by far the worst.
Really? Why is that?
Because unlike simply watching movies and TV shows, video games are interactive, and that's how children learn. It's also the nature of video games to be repeated over and over. This repetition of aggressive response reinforces that kind of behavior. These games teach them that there are a lot of bad people out there waiting to hurt them, and then trains them to retaliate aggressively. This is particularly troublesome in young people since they are still writing their behavioral script, if you will. The games encourage them to solve their problems through violence, rather than teaching a peaceful conflict resolution.
So, in your opinion, Doctor, what happens to children who are exposed to significant media violence?
Well, over time, their view of the world is distorted. They become desensitized to the pain they inflict.
Do you mean to say that they don't know the difference between right and wrong?
No, they just don't care.
Thank you, Doctor. Nothing further. Your witness.
Dr. Warren, it says here, some researchers believe that playing these games can be a cathartic experience for some children.
Yes.
So for those kids, the violence is it's an outlet for their aggression, isn't it? Sort of like hitting a punching bag.
Well, hitting a punching bag is not the same experience as shooting a realistic-looking character in a game.
Let's say that you have a child who really likes playing violent video games and he plays them for hours on end and days at a time. Is that child likely to walk down the street and assault somebody?
No.
Thank you.
Redirect, Your Honor. Doctor, do you think it's possible that an individual who's playing these games for an extended period of time became so consumed by it that they are actually more likely to commit a violent act, like running over a pedestrian?
Objection. That calls for a conclusion that is not supported by the evidence presented.
I'll allow the doctor to respond, but I remind the jury, this is his opinion, not a definite fact.
In my opinion, the answer is yes. But those studies are inconclusive to this point.
Is Carjack 2000 clearly marked as being only intended for those over the age of 17?
Objection, Your Honor. That is not relevant to the content of the redirect.
I'm sorry, but the defense says if a child plays a video game, what I'm trying to establish is whether it's clear or not that this game is not appropriate for someone under the age of 17.
You may answer the question.
Yes, the game is clearly marked.
Prosecution rests.
You're excused, Doctor. Court will resume tomorrow morning.
All rise.
What would you say to Marissa Atkins if you could speak to her?
Do you think she's ever gonna wake up?
I don't know. Does it make a difference to you?
Yeah. Kinda.
How?
Because she might not know who I am.
Whether she knows who you are or not shouldn't change the truth about how you feel. And it shouldn't change what you say in that stand tomorrow.
Yeah. I know I'm supposed to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? I watch TV.
All right, so Mrs. Jackson, you reported your car stolen from your driveway right before the accident.
Yes, but I was mistaken.
You were mistaken.
Yes, I didn't know that my son's driver's license had come in the mail earlier that day. And I had promised him that when he got it, we would share my car.
He didn't steal your car like it was a game. He took it without your permission, but with your implied consent.
Yes. You know how kids are. They take everything you say literally.
Your witness.
Mrs. Jackson, were you aware that your son was in possession of an adult-rated game like Carjack 2000?
Yes, I bought it for him.
Did you know that it was an adult-rated game?
Yes, that's what the clerk at the store told me, but honestly, I mean, don't they see worse on the news every night? Besides, it was his 16th birthday, and he wanted it so much. What could I say?
No more questions.
You can take your seat, Mrs. Jackson.
The defense calls Joshua Walker.
Raise your right hand. You, Joshua Walker, swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Joshua, why don't you tell me what happened in the car just before the accident?
Well, we were driving around listening to music, and Victor made a turn and hit the gas.
And then what happened?
We drove for about a half a block, and this woman just stepped off the curb right in front of the car. Victor tried to stop, and he didn't have time, and we hit her. He couldn't help it. I know we should have stopped and seen if she was okay and everything, but we were just so scared. So we just drove straight home.
Thank you, Josh.
Is there something wrong here? Counsel, will you approach the bench, please? Let the record show the victim, Marissa Atkins, has recovered sufficiently to be present for this testimony. There will be a 15-minute recess.
What'd she say?
She's expected to make a full recovery.
No, about the accident. What'd she say?
She didn't talk about the accident.
What?
She doesn't remember what happened that day.
Nothing?
No. You seem relieved.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm glad she's gonna be okay.
Are you telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah. And so help me God.
That oath shouldn't be taken lightly, and neither should God. You lied on the stand today, Josh. You're lying again now.
No, I'm not. So how'd you know anyway?
I know because God told me. I'm an angel.
You know what? You're whacked. I don't have to listen to this.
I am an angel, and God sent me here with a message for you.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So God, he saw everything.
Yes.
So you came here to take me to hell?
No. He sent me here to tell you how much he loves you. God knows that you're hurting, Josh. He knows how lonely you are, how scary it is to watch your family falling apart. But God is a father who will never leave you. He hurts when he sees the hole that your parents have left in your heart. And he cries when he sees you trying to fill it with terrible things.
Like Carjack 2000?
Like anything that encourages you to hate instead of love. to kill instead of heal, to play games with your feelings instead of facing them.
So I'm not supposed to play video games anymore?
You can learn wonderful things from some video games, but violence isn't one of them. They will never heal your heartache or take away your anger. And they'll never bring you peace. I know how hard it is to figure out what peace is when you're only 14. But it's when there's no pain in your heart. When you don't feel afraid. When you know that you're safe and loved and cared for, and God wants you to feel all those things. Marissa didn't feel safe or loved or cared for, and she made a very wrong choice. Instead of asking God for help, she gave up her dreams, her hopes, and eventually she gave up herself. Josh, please, don't make the same mistake.
I lied, Monica. About what happened in the car.
I know, but there's still time to make it right.
How?
You go back in there and you tell the truth. Yes, there will be consequences to pay, but it's the right thing to do. And if you ask God for help, then you'll know just what to say.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
I know. I know you are. But you're not alone.
I understand you want to make some changes in your testimony.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I like the changes I'm hearing already. Go ahead.
Like I said, we were driving around the corner and Victor noticed this woman. Hey. What?
Look. Come on, baby. Why don't you show us what you got?
No, you don't think she's
Oh, yeah. Look, man, that's 20,000 points right there. You know the score.
Yeah, I do, but let's go home and play the game.
You know, I'm sick and tired of playing this on TV. Let's play it right here. Right now. Sight's locked. Ready to rock!
Hit the gas!
Dash, Prisco, die! Dash, Prisco, die!
I said it. I said it, but I didn't really mean it. It didn't feel real. But it was real. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I know all about what happened to you. I know you were in science club, and I was in science club too. I didn't know. We didn't know you were a person. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
On the charge of violating Chapter 720, Act 5, Section 8-4 of the Penal Code of the State of Illinois, the jury finds the defendant guilty. The defendant will remain in custody until sentencing in 1 week.
Your Honor, may I, please speak to my client privately?
I think that's a good idea. Bailiff, take them to my chambers. I would like to thank the jury for good work, because this was a very difficult case. To the reporters in here, I want you to take down every word, because this is pertinent to parents everywhere. Children want all sorts of things. They want candy. They want to stay up late. They want to play games not meant for them. And I have a word that you can use to answer them. The word is no. N-O. A big dose of vitamin no. Now, you would not allow your children to eat only fast food every day. So why are you allowing them to learn how to murder people? Look on the box, people. Think of what you're doing. It's your children's future. This court is adjourned.
All rise.